You were always the golden child. You were always the wise one. Even as a child, you knew things that people couldn't understand, especially adults. How could this child possibly be this wise, this intimidating, this challenging? Because you see, you made them question themselves. You knew things that they didn't have the answer to. You had questions that they didn't have the answer to. And you knew things that they didn't know. And they wondered, how is it that this child knows these things or even knows to ask these questions? And many of them, because of their ego, instead of taking you into their arms and mentoring you, instead of encouraging you to speak your truth, to stand in your power, they were intimidated by it. Your light shines so brightly, golden child, that they tried to dim it because they didn't know what to do with it. They didn't know what to think of you. It's 10:11 on the clock right now. You see, golden child, what made you special was because you asked questions. You didn't just follow blindly the things that they told you, the beliefs that they tried to instill within you. You questioned them. You didn't bury them right away. Instead, you planted some of your own seeds right next to theirs. Because you always knew that something wasn't right. Even as a child, you were an observer. It's like the saying goes, children don't pay attention to what it is you say. They pay attention to what you do. You were one of those children. In spite of what people told you, in spite of what they preached to you, you paid attention. You watched how they carried themselves. You watched how they were a walking contradiction to the things that they would try to teach you, that they weren't even doing themselves. But when you begin to question these things, now they felt offended because you were calling them out. And because they were in their ego, they decided to put you in your place, to silence you, to make you fear their authority by abusing it. They always saw your light. They just didn't know what to do with it because you exposed their darkness. And you still do that to this day. You never stop being the golden child in relationships and friendships and work environments. You always seemed to shine light on other people's darkness. Whether it was their own projections and limiting beliefs that kept them from believing in who or in what you are. But you continued to shine your light, and that irritated their demons. I want you to know that it's okay for you to let go of all of the things that people taught you that you should be. Because a lot of it was not coming from a good place. A lot of it was coming from fear. So, golden child, many of the thoughts and the beliefs that you were raised on are not really your own. You have to question whether or not the people that instilled these things into you are even living the life that they're telling you that you should be living. Who are demanding from you success when they're not even successful in their own lives, in their own relationships. Yet they want to tell you how to live your life, how you should act and conduct yourself, simply so that they can have a say, so that they can put you in your place. Because who are you to know everything? But that's just it. You were meant to know things. You are meant to share your wisdom, even if others don't see it as a gift. You are. You are wise. You were always wise beyond your years. It is because you're an old soul. You are, as they say, after God's own heart. And my translation or interpretation of that is that you simply seek to love the way that Source loves you. You love people with the same unconditional love that Source bestows upon the world. Your light is your love. And it is your desire to speak and walk in truth when others are a walking contradiction and choose to wear masks in order to hide their shadows, their imperfections, their insecurities. So they project onto you as though you're doing something wrong. I'm here to tell you, you are exactly who you were always meant to be. What does it mean to be a golden child? It is to be chosen to shine light on the darkness. What does it mean to be a golden child? It is to share your wisdom, even when others might be intimidated or choose not to listen. What does it mean to be a golden child? It means to stand in your power, even when others want you to dim your light. You are beautiful. Your soul is so wise. Don't focus on your age, your color, your background, any of these things. Your soul is beautiful, powerful, and wise. I realize many of the throat chakra blockages that chosen ones experience were rooted in childhood. They were seeded by parents and authority figures, sometimes even lovers and those that are closest to you, out of fear, out of intimidation, out of abuse of their authority. And it's not to judge them, because many of them were susceptible to the same abuse. And so they felt as though they had to enforce the same tactic upon you in order to put you in your place. I'm pretty sure many of you have heard the saying, stay in a child's place. And many times it was when a child was trying to chime in or add their input on a situation that the adult felt like they had no right to participate in. Not realizing that children have wisdom as well and can see from a different perspective. Actually, they can see from a more innocent perspective, whereas many adults are seeing through a tainted perspective. So if you think about it, children's wisdom is pure and innocent. It's not coming from a place of bitterness or resentment. As many of your girlfriends, they might give you advice on a relationship, and because they've gone through so much rejection, now the advice that they're giving you is tainted. A child who's never experienced heartbreak just sees the situation as it is. But many adults miss out on this opportunity to connect with their own inner child through their children, who are a reflection of that version of themselves that they've long forgotten and buried away under all of the pain, the discord, the resentment that they've built up over the years. And so they miss out on the gift, not understanding that this beautiful child, this wise, gifted child, is not a threat to their authority, but is a gift, an answer to their prayers. But they continue to look in all of the wrong places. And to overlook this beautiful child who carries an essence of source that once again is so pure, that's innocent and real. Children are so real. And when you're dealing with a golden child, you are going to get the realest, the purest. Because these truths are coming not only from the heart, but from a higher force. That was sent to enlighten. I always use the story of Yeshua as an example. He was only 12 years old when he went into the church and sat amongst the rabbis, when he began his own spiritual journey. 12. But yet, many of you continue to underestimate your children. And you, as the golden child, got used to being underestimated. So much so until you started silencing yourself. You begin to see how people reacted to your wisdom, to your knowledge. And so you hid yourself. You kept it all in. And your throat chakra became blocked because it is connected to your confidence. When you speak, confidence is required. But if people can get you to doubt your confidence, your voice becomes lower. Well, I'm telling you that your voice is powerful. It is meant to be heard. There is so much truth and transformation that lies within your words and your wisdom that has been instilled within you to share with the world. So don't worry about the people who are intimidated. Don't worry about stepping on people's toes. Maybe they need to be stepped on. It's time for you to set your inner child free. Let him or her know it's okay to speak your truth. It always was. And it was never your fault if other people refuse to look at themselves instead of projecting onto you or trying to silence you. It's time to speak your truth. The world needs you. They need your light. Peace and love, family.